And unfortunately, you have a Disruptor 5, it looks like, which is kind of a weak lane. Yeah, I was thinking, we sometimes see these Abaddon carries. That's a fun animation, I like it. We see these Abaddon carries come out when there's something like this lasso that you can just remove. If you have a good start, Abaddon is an early tempo carry, but a lot of it comes off of having a good lane into a Radiance, and then you play fast.
I'm a little worried about Wildcard, and I've said that phrase already like 8 times, I feel like, throughout just the draft, that I am worried about Wildcard, but I would be pleasantly surprised if they came out of this laning phase. At worst, I would say deficit 2k, and then all of a sudden you're like, you've got a bounty that can help you with track, but I'd like to see them keep it close. And they might just fight here. Bignum trying to snipe a little bounty room, but that is going to be Kiyotaka Nightfall and Toronto Tokyo all getting themselves some bounties. Old cookie from Mira onto the low ground. They've got 4 heroes in the vicinity, and they're going to flame break on a 3. The chase is still on. The river pushes them, but they just do not have the damage nor the speed to get it done.
That's why you save your spot. That's why you save your level 1 skill point. If you had taken, I'd say you'd probably want to start with Scatter Blast to secure range creeps, but just in case something like that happens, he has his cookie to get over the cliff. And then downside for Disruptor, he actually started with the Glimpse trying to grab someone, but level 1 Glimpse is so short ranged. So Glimpse, kind of awkward for the laning stage. See if that slows down the Abaddon up there. We got like a level 1 brawl going on in this jungle right now.
Yeah. All until this Glimpse happens, and then they're gone? No. A little blood grenade? Does he cookie to catch up? He might just kill Speed if he lands a cookie. Just needs to find some speed, eats a tango, they both do, and this is just a war of, slaps. Nothing too strong. It's like when you and your sibling get upset.
It works out because topside, like Dawnbreaker versus Abaddon, you're perfectly fine if it's a 1v1, kind of both of the heroes. So they're both just trying to delay the other support from getting there, which now they both come up here, so it's just a pact. Like, okay, fine, we'll continue this in the top lane.
This is a problem bottom. Fade just TP'd back to the tier 1 tower, and he got ripped up by the Ursa for a split second. If he dies in this lane, I mean, Aurora have kind of won the lane at that point, right? You can't play near the creep wave too heavily, too. If Panto gets that level 2, he just takes it over for him and the Ursa.
See, does get the top rune, and Ember needs this creep wave. So, I mean, if you can kill him here, that'd be amazing. But I imagine he just plays it safe till he gets his Remnant, and then that'll be the end of your aggression. Here comes Speed. They're going to try to make it work.
Ooh, Kiyotaka is in some trouble, but he's got some help from Panto. Now the Sleight of Fist into the Searing Chains, and RCY is under the tier 1 tower. They've got the cookie, but the Pulse is doing the work. Mira's going to drop low and end up dying here. Panto might be next. They finally get RCY, but that is a high cost of business. When you lose both supports, give up the first blood to the opponent mid. And, I mean, honestly, that is real good for Wildcard with the position they've been in their side lanes.
Yeah, I want to say that works out for Wildcard. It of course hurts to lose your Leshrac mid, but I do think you need these supports to get online, especially as we watch Fade here get taken down by Mira and Nightfall. You need these supports. I was hyping up their level 6s, and with the way the lanes were going, all right, it was looking like they were going to be slow to that, especially if this Wisdom Shrine gets stolen, but good priority here. Well, actually,
steals it.
Him out.
Oh, that's so good here for Aurora, and if they can get these follow-up kills, that would be nice, but Speed's also here. Here comes the Dawnbreaker for the Sword Guardian, and they've got the initial glimpse, so that'll send the Dawnbreaker back, but they got Bignum and Fade. They don't care. They got what they came for, and they got the Shrine.
Oh man, because they were stealing this shrine, Dawnbreaker just goes and secures her own, so she gets 6 off of that, and then immediately uses it over here. That is a huge win for Aurora, and what I thought was going to be Wildcard supports getting their level 6s, you know, starting to recover off that mid play, it now looks like they're going to be the ones a level or 2 behind Aurora, which is always a very painful place to be when you have a bounty hunter.
RCY, he's going to attack by Kiyotaka, but they've got Big Gnome, and they might have themselves the lockdown and the kill. No, not quite, but Kiyotaka playing on a knife's edge. They bring Nightfall in, and what do you have to deter this Nightfall Ursa? Not much. RCY gets ripped apart. Big Gnome might be next. Sleight of Fist here and Chains to get the lockdown. They've got the little shredder, but the Aphotic Shield comes in from Yamsun. They'll go to the Glimpse. It's on a Nightfall, and he is in some trouble and in too far. There is no BKB for you, so you cannot TP out.
Both carries getting involved in the mid lane real quick. I did not have that on my bingo card.
If you're wild card, you need this 6 on bounty, and he is still working on level 5. I mean, honestly, both supports would love to have this 6, but they are both getting to 5, which is just so tough. They're going to go for this Abaddon. Yamsun pops the borrowed time, but the Sands, they don't go that deep, and if they can get this lockdown, they'll get this kill with ease, and Nightfall even shows up into the fight. So down goes Yamsun, and they get this kill to the Abaddon. They do not lose Panto, who was playing aggressive onto these wild card heroes that were inside the jungle either.
I do think you have Static Storm now, finally. You have Track in who knows when, another minute or two, I hope, for the sake of NA fans. And that's kind of your, I don't want to say it's your last chance for this game, but you really need to get some Track kills around Static Storm, which is still very strong, despite the lead Aurora has, right? They don't have BKBs yet, so Static Storm will still allow them to get these kills, and it could give them some very much needed recovery gold. I need something.
I need a marketing
the
team out
Basher,
here.
No BKB. I can't Nightfall if I don't have a BKB.
Good move by Toronto Tokyo. Just goes to the low ground, and they're going to try and secure this 14-minute shrine. And they should be able to get it, but there's a remnant in from Kiyotaka. Sleight of Fist here in Chains, and then he'll lock up his Undying. They go to the ulti from Toronto Tokyo, who gets a double kill immediately on the feet in the Big Gnome. And now, he'll look for the rest. They hit the lasso. It's on Yamsun. Abaddon's going to be in a lot of trouble. He'll borrow some time, but there is not enough left from Justin Timberlake to really survive. Toronto Tokyo with a triple kill here, and if you understood the JT reference to a movie that was amazing, I'm so proud of you. But unfortunately, for the side of Wildcard, there is nothing there on that fight to pull away from.
8K now.
Ooh, boy.
Bounty Hunter is on the enemy team.
Ooh, Mortimer's kisses. More like Mortimer's snowballs right there, and then Speed ends up dead, and Yamsun, he doesn't even have his borrowed time back yet. Oh, boy.
Yeah, Aurora's playing real fast. Oh, there's the blink for Ursa. Okay, he's got Battle Fury blink. We are at almost 3,000 gold towards the Radiant. So I actually think if he does go for Basher, he could finish it before, if they continue to find kills like this. But he does have the BKB queued up. Maybe he likes the Nightfall. You know, it's his signature move. How many other players have a signature move?
I don't know, but Toronto Tokyo with the ulti. No way he gets away with this one.
No way.
But
Are you
got
kidding
the axe.
me?
No
Oh
way.
my.
Come on, Toronto Tokyo. You had a sliver of health remaining, but the axe just proving to be the end-all be-all item for this Dawnbreaker.
I thought for sure that was an overly hopeful. He's not even excited. He's just that's just another play for Toronto Tokyo. He has the Spark of Courage doing some serious work there. The bonus
Yeah.
armor helping him out here to just 28 health at the very end there. Raindrop saves lives. Magic wand, everything coming in there.
He can track them, but he can't kill them. He needs his team to start doing it. They need this gold. So now you've got the Aegis as well. Oh, God.
Really good positioning from Toronto Tokyo, though. They suspect the smoke, immediately hides. There's 2 observers down here trying to find him, staying in the trees.
Smoke's broken. But again, it's got to start with Static Storm.
Though?
Static Storm. All right, Kinetic Field. This might just be 1 kill. But it's a trap kill. They got the glimpse. Kiyotaka, though, he's still here. And, well, Toronto Tokyo's the only one dead so far. And that might be all they get. They're going to try and take the Tombstone. But Nightfall, he's got the track on him. The Cookie's going to go the other way. Sleight of Fist lands on a Big Gnome as well as Speed. Nightfall on the run for a second. Scatter Blast. The turnaround. Nightfall going in. A Aphotic Shield. That'll pop. Fade still alive. Still working with a decent amount of health, but here comes the Mortimer's Kisses. Nightfall down quite low, but he's got an Aegis. He doesn't really care if he loses that first life. He hasn't even done so yet, and Nightfall jumps right on top of Speed. He wants to go for the Disruptor. He'll find himself in the hands of Yamsun, and still has not lost his Aegis. Finally, a Shuriken toss takes the first life. They'll hit the glimpse at a Kiyotaka, but Bignum, he'll be killed off by Panto. The TP attempt here from the Disruptor. Ooh,
I think he's going to make it.
That TP bar is long. I don't know.
Yeah, he's so dead. He's so
15
dead.
health, guys.
He's literally burning right now. He is going to tick down.
Oh, gosh. Oh, boy. That's...
Do you think he can finish the BKB?
That's pushing it, right? I'm not crazy. I'm not too low of an MMR. That's crazy.
I think you GG out if that happens. Lost his Aegis. He's like, okay, I'll get the BKB. Since they're looking really good, right? 15k up at 20 minutes. So really, you just need to not throw. Which is that this?
This might be a decent fight for the side of Wildcard, but the chase is on Mira. They've got the glimpse, and this should be a kill. It's a trap kill. Anything they can get right now is something to be happy about. They're trapped on a Nightfall, but the turnaround looking for Bignum. No, the blink into the lasso. It's on RCY. They will get the Lashrak instead, and Nightfall, he is quick to pop this BKB, ready to go in on a Yamsun, but turns it around as the borrowed time ends up popping, and now Bignum, as well as Fade, is throwing the Ks out there. They've got the Static Storm, no Omni range. Now the Sword Guardian drops down. That's going to heal up this Ursa more than they can do the damage from Wildcard. You've got Kiyotaka wrapping around this fight. He's got himself the remnants. He goes to the Searing Chains. He should be able to get the kill on his speed. He will. And now they look for the rest. Fade's in trouble. He falls too. Nightfall gets that one and looks over at Bignum. It's a double kill for the Ursa. And the TP attempt with the Yules is there. And that is a kill and a full team wipe for the side of Aurora. That is Kiyotaka's Yules that stops that TP out.
Okay, but can he actually get to the BKB Basher now again? Are we back on?
I'm telling you.
Is he back on track to do this? He's 8-1-3 on Ursa. Aurora was able to look at that, know exactly what they're going to lane into, and Nightfall gets to say Ursa is going to outscale, and he's going to be perfectly fine in the lane. At least you're finding another kill on Toronto Tokyo, but here comes Nightfall with that BKB.
They just ready to go on RCY. They drop down a Tombstone, which they're going to rip up and get themselves an easy extra bit of gold here for Mira.
God, he's going to give that to Nightfall. He's got to get to his Basher.
He's not even going with the Basher anymore, by the way. And they've also got the lasso here onto this bounty hunter who can't do anything else but end up dead. And Nightfall, he has changed his mind again. No Basher. I'm going Nullifier.
I do think Wildcard's draft kind of hurt them here. Disruptor is not a strong support. You paired it with the carry who needed to have a good start. Speaking of not being very strong, solo killed here by Kiyotaka.
That is not where they wanted that to really end up for them. Kiyotaka's tracked up. They're going to pop that ult on Fade, but then the cookie away for Toronto Tokyo. They hit the lasso. It's going to be onto the Undying, who really won't have a chance to survive. And now the chase is on for the rest of the team. The Sleight of Fist comes through. They go to the Yules, and Speed's going to try and throw down a Static Storm to save the rest of his team, and it maybe did so, but there is a remnant off to the side. Can they find Yamsun? No. He TP's away. But are the rest so fortunate? RCY hiding within the trees and able to juke his way to, at least for now, more life.
Trying to find something here. It's a little desperate, but they're in a very desperate situation.
RCY, Bignum, there is the ult coming in for the Dawnbreaker, and they've got the Spirit Vessel onto the Batrider, but it just does not matter. Panto's not going to die. RCY is next, and that is going to be another kill here for Kiyotaka, who is godlike. Mortimer is number one in my eyes. Bignum moving forward, and Scatterblast hits on a Yamsun. Cookie to the back lines immediately onto the Disruptor, who is just not going to have a chance here to really get off much, because he's also got Kiyotaka on him to get the kill to Bignum. They'll look over at Yamsun, who's already popped the borrowed time. Mortimer's Kiss is flying through, faded with that Nullifier. They hit the lasso, and Dying is caught, and that will be 3 heroes down on the side of Wildcard as Aurora roaring forward and not really giving Wildcard a chance to play their hand. Remnant into the Searing Chains with that Chain Gang. And they've got Yamson who popped the borrow, time to get out of the lasso. And the scatter blast hits, and Bignom's dead. I don't even know if he knows what hit him. Now go for speed, and Kiyotaka's just in. The Mortimer's Kiss is flying through once again. More so a deterrent in its usage this time around, and RCY is going to be sitting up top, not near where this fight might break out over mid, but a Remnant and this Axe is going to make sure that RCY doesn't feel safe that close to these fights. And
I don't think
GG is
he
going
feels
to be
safe
called
anywhere.
a little anticlimactically, but Aurora, they take game 1 in 30 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it probably happened earlier. I think both teams know the true victory happened earlier, but props to Wildcard. You got to play it out. You got to make sure that Aurora follows all the steps, right?
I end up going Medusa.
Okay, that is good.
Smoke 5v5 smoke, and we'll see if they end up clashing with each other. Not looking too likely at the start, but Fade, Speed, RCY are heading towards this top bounty rune. They've kind of backed off on the side of Aurora as they'll control their bounty runes on the back end. Anto and Mira eyeing it, but they do not want to go, and they'll end up being 2 for 2. And you know, we're new to casting together, so I gotta get you into the mix of me saying this all the time.
Okay.
But Mira, he's got Trail of the Burning Doom. It's a glitched cosmetic. I have to point it out. There is everything in my brain that makes it so I have to point this out. I don't know why. It's something that I have to say. But I love glitch cosmetics, and I can't stop saying it. And I've tried so hard. I've had interventions about saying this stuff, but it looks so cool.
I mean, I think that's exactly what Mira wants. Why else would he get the cosmetic? He wants you to talk about it. He loves it too. It does look like Speed is up here, but so is Mira. They're trying to do some sneaky tri-lane stuff here, see if they can get a quick kill onto this Undying Chen. So far,
Panto, he went bottom. We'll try to get this Satyr, extra 22 gold there for Nightfall. Panto was hanging out a little bit, but also tag team, I do think this could end up being a problem in these earlier fights. If all of a sudden, like at that 7-minute shrine, we could see just potential danger come through.
Yeah, I like the pressure onto that mid lane. Sand King is the playmaker to start. I know we talked about Chronosphere being useful, but in the beginning of the game, you just want to farm. It's really the Sand King who you get him to the Blink Dagger, and then he just blink stun, and you throw the Mortimer's Kisses on. So the longer you can slow down the Sand King, then what other play is there? You really just have to walk up to towers, which Medusa's actually pretty good at dealing with thanks to the early split shot and the Mystic Snake. Supports with the glimpse, make it scary.
This is a problem for Speed. They drop down the Tombstone, but there are 3 heroes here. They do have the Snapfire wrapping around from behind. They will get first blood on Panto. Now they got to focus up this Tombstone. They get another 150 gold into the hands of Nightfall. But they've got the Snowball, the Cookie, the Gorgon's Grasp. Do they have the damage to get the kill on a Bignum? No, they lose Mira, so it's a 2 for 1. Nightfall did help to get a kill, and did end up getting that Tombstone too. And now I thought maybe finally they were going to stack here, but it's actually Aurora who are going to be walking over to potentially go and get this shrine. This is what I talked about, having this tag team, and this Satyr is going to see it, but you can see it, but can you stop it? Fade, he's going to be cookied away. They've got the glimpse. They'll have the damage to get the kill here onto the Undying. But now he may have just fed over a Tombstone for another 150 gold, and that is there for Kiyotaka.
Epicenter?
They look for the Epicenter. They've got the Sandstone down. The Pearl Strike lands. Kiyotaka's in trouble. The Body Box come in, but they've got themselves a Snowball. This time the Shrine is going to the way of Speed, and they will kill Mira. However, you know, that is a kill and gold again from another Tombstone and forcing a lot of heroes over.
And the Tombstone idea is good as a buy time for the Sand King to get there in Epicenter, which is exactly what happened. But Shadow Fiend has a haste rune. It's the perfect rune to get away from the Epicenter. Otherwise, you get a mid kill plus the Tusk, and I'd say that's pretty worth it. Uh-oh, Yamson.
He is in trouble.
1 second.
Time walking 2. Oh, gets away from the Snowball, but will get away from the shards just sidesteps the igloo in construction. Here with it, ready to use the Helm of the Dominator. If you seen this in your pubs, you might be a little upset, but this seems to be the meta, is these helms. Ooh, mid lane, Kiyotaka kisses the epicenter, everything thrown, along with the kitchen sink, and Yamsun even coming through, but there's the shards, forcing the chrono, but he's not able to get through the shards currently, and now you've got that Sword Guardian. The tombstone comes through. It's under the tier 1 tower. Toronto Tokyo trying to get away, but now they've got that kinetic field from Panto. Toronto Tokyo chase, blood grenade thrown over. They need some extra help, but they just don't have it. Toronto Tokyo ends up dead. Mira is going to be next on the list, and that is a good fight, although not the cleanest of fights, but a good one overall for the side of Wildcard.
In the end, the only real downside is that Medusa is getting space to farm right now, but otherwise you got Shadow Fiend, you got Dawnbreaker. Uh-oh, maybe giving up one more kill to the Glimpse, though. Stuck around a little too long.
Burrow strike, turn around, Nightfall's here. He's got one, but Hand of God and RCY, Gorgon's Grasp, that's connecting. Don't have much more just yet. Ooh, Kiyotaka, you need to be careful.
And now the question is, what can you find with that Blink Dagger? There is still this ticking time bomb of the Medusa, who has been farming very well. Yamsun.
Yeah, that's
Static Storm to finish the
Static
job.
Storm for you. That kill for Kiyotaka is exactly what he needs, especially sticking towards the top of the net worth. He's there with Nightfall, who really hasn't been bothered and has this Manta in a couple of moments.
They want to try to get the Medusa as a response, but she is tanky, and there is a Dawnbreaker ult. Scouted by the Satyr, though. She's actually low on mana.
Got the mana low. Nightfall is dead. RCY with the Blink Dagger closing the distance, getting that gap close and the kill. That'll slow down this Medusa, something desperately needed for this wildcard roster, as they are also going to get the tier 1 tower. Things opening up a bit.
I think you have to keep this momentum going.
They want to go mid. We got a couple of heroes waiting off to the side, but RCY walks into this knowing that he's going to have a retaliation available. Easy kill. Easy bait, honestly.
Now a second tower, thanks to all the Chen creeps here. All right, this is much better map control, which should make it easier to continue to find plays as you move around with RCY and Bignum, just looking to combo their ults together.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
You have to be careful about diving and undying, since he does have the Ceaseless Dirge. He can respawn and TP back into the fight that his team hopefully joins him on. He was spotted by an observer, though.
Drops the Tombstone immediately and the TP out. They've got at least one glimpse, and they do try to TP away from all this. Mira might be the one who's caught. Burrow Strike connects out of the Disruptor, though. Kitaka's around and maybe wants to help out, deterring RCY from committing out of that kill initially, but they can still look to chase and maybe finish him off if they can find the blink into the Burrow Strike. He's got the blink available, and he blinks to the wrong spot as he goes past the tier 1 tower, so Panto has this opportunity to maybe respond. They finally get the kill on Mira. They go to the Glimpse. They've got themselves the kinetic field and the Static Storm. They go to the Hand of God. They have the damage with the raise, and RCY, with the blink past the tower, puts himself in those vulnerable 4 seconds and gets pulled back to his death.
And I think they tried to push the tempo. They're reaching the point where they realize it's a bit too hard. If we force the issue too much, we're going to overextend into Disruptor. Dawnbreaker is getting close to Aghanims, right? We have to be really careful of that. I think that's why we're seeing a spike in the amount of stacks being made. I think they're now... We were strong early. We're now kind of weak into Medusa's timing as she finishes the Butterfly. Let's see if we can steal away the Aegis, and then that'll give us more time to go to late game till our Faceless Void is really scary. Because he's also getting some space. He is a slower farmer naturally than Medusa, so he is behind, but not that far behind. And if you do manage to take away Roche, this is a nice timing that Medusa lineups like to go for. Manta Butterfly, get an Aegis, and it's really tough to deal with Medusa at that point. So they feel okay waiting things out. On the side of Wildcard, I think they probably feel a little bit more pressure to try to do stuff, and they're smoking right now.
It. Bro strike epicenter, tombstone down, trying to get the Medusa, goes into the stone gaze. There's the chronosphere, but they got the glimpse. Do they have the damage? He's in the sandstorm. They've got the snowball that lands. But do they have the follow-up? Not a lot of mana left, but they go to the arcane moves. They've got the stun. They go to the Requiem that lands on us. So many of these wildcard heroes. Panto finally falls. Nightfall trying to stand his ground, but he doesn't have the mana. They'll end up losing this Medusa. Fade, dead, back alive immediately. They find the Dawnbreaker. Toronto Tokyo saved for a moment with a snowball, but the sandstorm still going. Toronto Tokyo out of the low ground with that celestial hammer that just gets him away, but the burrow strike connects and they get a kill onto the Dawn. That was so much to get that Medusa. They're trying to get Yamsun at the same time with that glimpse, but Yamsun turning this around, snowball the other way. Yamsun's in trouble, and he's got time walk, but he does not have a chance to use it. That is a big one to give up.
We'll see. I mean, this could be the one. Medusa versus Faceless Void. These are some classic late game carries here.
Kinetic Field, Burrow Strike. And there's the Mortimer's Kisses. One lands down onto the Disruptor to get that kill. Slowing down that very, of course, close Disruptor ads.
Do math here?
No, this is like fake make it up and
fake make it
hope
up?
your numbers
3%.
are close. All right, maybe not that low, but you know what? I'll believe it. I'll say 3%. That's fine.
3%'s a lot in Dota. You go from 50%
to
punch?
Glimpse, BKB, and the Walrus Punch. Burrow Strike looking for the epicenter. Kiyotaka, he's got a BKB of his own, and he's finally going to pop it and turn the other way. Nightfall's coming into the fight as well, but they go to the blink. They've got Panto nearby. Yamsun looking for an opportunity to maybe throw down a Chronosphere, but they look to get the kill on a speed. The Hand of God was used. They get the kill on the chin. Now they've got the Burrow Strike. It lands on Amira. Mortimer's Kiss, Nightfall being kited a little bit, but now Mira backs off. Mortimer's Kisses once again. They go to the Stone Gaze, but they throw out this Chrono. They've got to heal, but they need to give this guy some mana. They'll turn this around. Nightfall, he's got a little bit of mana left in that pocket. They go to the hit onto Yamsun with that Walrus Punch. They get the kill on the Faceless Void. 2 heroes are gone. Fade falls after him, and down goes Mira finally, who bought so much time in that fight. This is potentially a wild card. If they win this fight, they could get Roche, but if this one goes by the wayside and Aurora end up getting this one and then getting themselves Roche, this game might just be signed, sealed, and delivered here for Aurora. Mira, can he find anybody? Both teams smoked. And there's that smoke breaking, but immediately the blink away. They go to the glimpse, and RCY. Ooh, well
Great
done.
Burrow Strike timing.
Well done. Panto even
tip
nice enough to give the tip.
It's like, okay, I recognize that. That's not easy to do. It does give you a space, though, to start Roche. Medusa's in the pit, and this makes it tough. Like, you have to go in the pit. That's just going to open you up to Static Storm and Dawnbreaker roll. And you don't go in the pit. Here's Medusa with the Aegis. How you going to kill her twice?
It's also just such a
Don't forget the banner,
hard
guys.
spot to fight in. Yeah, guys, banner again.
Guys. Dude, it's Mira. He's being the smoke breaker originally for his team while they do Roche. And it's like, okay, they'll get the stuff and then we'll break out. And he has to do the check. He has to go through his course like, guys, you keep forgetting the banner. I gotta keep going back and picking it up.
Big Nope spotted. Mira is looking for it while the Medusa is taking that mid tier 2, and they will Requiem right on top of this Big Nope Snapfire and get a kill.
Full on his own during this, though.
And speed as Nightfall's getting chased. Yeah, you said it. They just have this Aegis, so they're using all this time to get both supports, but now they got to go over and help out their main guy. Because he lost that first life, lost that Aegis. He's trying to take tier 2 by himself. They didn't even need to use Chrono for that, but they do end up using the epicenter at the end of the day.
This a little bit of a slip up there from Aurora. I think they were hitting a really strong timing, which, I mean, they're still 15k up, still quite strong, but I think they tried to do a little bit too much at the same time there. Push mid while also going for a kill bottom. Wildcard just immediately acts on that, takes away the Aegis.
Yeah, but is that Aegis slowing you down, or is that splitting up and dying slowing you down?
Kiyotaka, all right. Well, they'll get speed, but not because of that Requiem.
There's an intimidation record.
Do we have another look at that? I thought my eyes were deceiving me. I thought I was watching some, like... Sometimes I get so scared that I'm, like, watching a replay or something like that. Even though I know I'm in real life here. Ooh, yeah, son, that's a problem. He'll time walk, but he's still going to get hit by this snowball. And they've got the static storm because of the blink from Panto, who does have this eggs. These are the supports coming in to try and get a kill here on Yamsun. Turns around, goes to the Chronosphere by the heels. Oh, the second Solar Guardian. Yamsun just doesn't quite have it. They get the kill on Big Gnome. Now they're going to look over for Yamsun, who is on the run. But can they even catch him? He does not have a TP, so he's in the area.
They know he doesn't have a TP, too. They're looking. Just gonna hide in the trees. I am a tree.
Work. They know you don't have a TP, guys.
Don't look. They're bringing couriers. They're bringing couriers.
Uh-oh.
He doesn't know.
Don't move.
This is the only place he can be, guys.
Might need to move.
This is the only place he can be.
Oh, God, Yamsun, where are you? Oh, no.
Honestly, a heads-up read from Kiyotaka. He's like, this is the only place he could possibly be. I don't know that I'm hitting my raises, but I'm just going to keep doing it.
Immediately moves over to the outpost, and he comes towards top where Nightfall is pushing the tier 2 tower. Yeah, I mean, that was the only spot he could be in, and Kiyotaka, very good at I Spy.
No buyback. Where's the banner? They have 2 catapults here. This is a really good time to push.
Yeah, 35-minute banner with the double catapults, always great, but where is the banner?
Was it used earlier? I guess it was.
Might have been.
Well, I guess you don't really need it anyways. You got Medusa Illusions to tank, and you don't really want to fight without your Faceless Void.
Not entirely. Ooh, BKB, but immediately just getting hit by that Walrus Punch. Go for the TP out in your own base. So, you know, the TP of 5 feet.
Well, there's the banner. I guess it was on a courier somewhere. Well, they didn't need it for top, so if you want to keep going mid, the creeps had been cut by Chen's army, so that's good, but backdoor is still down thanks to the top lane, so Nightfall's just face tanking this. It's not even bothered. I think his mana's going up as they hit him.
Uh-oh. That's never a good sign. Up to hit level 25, too, where life gets even more difficult.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
Methodical.
Clean escape.
Yeah. Epicenter, they're going to try for it. I mean, this is last ditch, right? They'll go BKB, Chronosphere on the edge, Static Storm, that's used, Shards. Maybe giving Yamsun life there. But
still, that was all your big
Speed
ultimates.
is in trouble, and they are also moving on the back lines. Miro looking for Fade. Cookie's not going to get him away from the snowball that's coming through into the Requiem. RCR with the Burrow Strike down lands on it too. They're doing the damage with the Epicenter pulsing in, but now Yamsun comes back in with a time dilation. They look to get the gun of Miro, they get the gun of the Tusk, but Nightfall is still here. Fade is in trouble. The Raise lands. They get the gun of the Undying, who will be back thanks to Ceaseless Dirge.
That is, that is rough for WILDCARD. This is the point where the Epicenter and the Mortimer's Kisses, fantastic in the early game, but they really dip here in the mid game, especially Blink Hex, Shadow Fiend, instantly taking out RCY. There's your second life on Undying gone too. I think that might be it, Peacock.
He's got a third one. He's got buyback on
One more.
He can come back. He can come back. Dawn has got some help here from Panto. Yamsun again. Was that with a TP? Does he not have TP? No, he does have TP this time. But,
He's been
he gets pushed up onto the high ground. Panto, you put him there, and now he's going to time walk down to the low ground. Panto's still alive, and finally gets the kill, but Yamsun's dead to Toronto, Tokyo. And that will be a dead void for 85, but has buyback.
Chen tried to cut the creep wave, but there is the hardest working range creep in the world over here. Breaking back door with the banner. That's megas. You have Chrono. One final defense here. 33k down.
You're gonna need to think about using it soon, but this is a problem. Fade's already dead. He buys back. There's the Chronosphere. Comes through on the 3. They go to the corner.
It's pretty good.
Kill. All right. Kiyotaka, Mira dead, money in the bank. Now they look over at Nightfall. Just don't gaze the attempt. Toronto Tokyo is here. Scatter blast hits. Nightfall, not a lot of mana though. Toronto Tokyo in his face with the big being caught by RC1. They go to the Static Storm, and now still the Medusa alive for now, and they should be able to get the kill here out of the Medusa, who's dead for 100. RCY though, Kiyotaka in. They finally hit the Solar Guardian. Toronto Tokyo into the face of Yamsen, who has to force step away, or get force stepped away. RCY though keeping up. Kiyotaka, he is in trouble. He just fought back. They need to get this kill, and they will take him out. He's worth so much gold in the way of wild card as they found themselves Panto. There's the glimpse back onto RCY, but speed's right there. And now they're still looking to get the kill onto the Disruptor, but he is running down the river while the chase is on to Toronto Tokyo. Fade as well as Yamsun looking to get this Dawnbreaker, but just cannot keep up while the creeps are inside your base getting the tier 4s.
Looks like it will go to Aurora, unless they can pull out a second miraculous fight at the Roshan pit, which is a lot harder than in your own base.
Yeah, that one's a bit tougher. Not one that they're gonna go for. Tough ask, if we're being honest.
All right, who do you give this refresher to? Double ads on Disruptor actually seems pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, he's getting it.
And he got the banner, most importantly. As we saw, and you know, chat might say, the banner's not important. Did you see the one creep taking away backdoor? Just saying. It only takes one.
But what if they wrap around and get Kiyotaka, who doesn't have buyback?
You're talking my language. There goes that tier 4. Somebody's gonna have to react.
Hide in your tombstone.
Gotta be soon. Burrow Strike, there go the kisses. They're gonna try and get this, but the Static Storm's gonna be on to the Snapfire, who has that refresher. Who wants to get those more of those kisses out, but Yamsun is just dead. No buyback. Epicenter. Can they get more kisses out there? Can they get anything going for him? There's the kisses. But they've got the Solar Guardian. They win the kill on Mira, and they will take the first life away from Nightfall, but they just do not have a Faceless Void. And that is what is making this oh so tough. Burrow Strike lands on a Nightfall. Walrus Punch coming through, and that lands on a Fade. There's another Solar Guardian sliding down to RCY with a Requiem right in his face. They kill off Fade. They look for RCY. GG is called. Aurora are going to take the series 2-0. Well, they'll be 1-1, but they knock Wildcard down to 0-2.
Game-winning catch there from Kiyotaka. The Blink Hex to just make sure Faceless Void does not get to contribute in that final fight.